John Ogu, thank you for joining us on Complete Sports. It's your first time here. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Okay, so a lot of people do not really know too much about John Ogu. They see this tall, long-legged, left-footed player playing in the Super Eagles midfield and playing in Portugal. So just tell us a bit about your background. Who is John Ogu and how did he get into football?
My name is John Ogu Ugochukwu, and I'm 26, and I'm the first of 5 in my family. And I started playing football when I was young, when I was very young, and that's it. I put in all my efforts, so as to get to this stage where I am, So basically, it's all about hard work, and that's it.
Well, did you play for any domestic club here in Nigeria before you moved to Portugal?
No, I started from Starlet FC. That was actually the team that that actually taught me how to play football. Taught me the basic things I need to know about football before I moved to Flying Sport Academy at First Tag. But not like I left Starlet, because I do train in both teams. So from Flying Sport, they took me out to Europe. I started in Slovenia, where I played for 4 years, and from there I moved on.
So you first started out in Slovenia. What was your first impression of playing football in Europe?
At first, it was kind of tough because I didn't play in any Nigerian league football. I just traveled out. I don't know anything about the weather, the food, the people, and everything. But in football, you just go onto the pitch and play, train. It was a bit strange for me because me in the midst of white people and everything. But just because I love football, I was just playing, doing my thing, and that was how it is. So the first 2 years was a bit tough because of the weather was so cold and everything. But at the end of it, I got a new 2 years contract. Then I was used to everything there, the people, and actually they're friendly people. So from there I just started and I picked up, and that's it.
So how did you come about the move? How did you get the move to Portugal to play for Académica de Coimbra?
When I left Slovenia, I went to Spain. I had a contract with Almeria. But
that's the same Almeria that Ramon Aziz currently plays for.
Yeah. I think Ramon Aziz and Stanley Oko, they signed there first before me. But at the time I came to Almeria, I think they had issues with their residential permits. So they were in Nigeria looking for their permits. So I came there, but I didn't play because I had some issues with those who took me out of the country. But it's one of those things in the game. And from there, I moved to Portugal, where I was training with a third division side, so as to solve the problem I had with the people who took me out of the country. And from there, I moved to Leiria because I actually played in Leiria for one season. Union Leiria. Yeah, I played there for 1 season, and from there, I moved to Académica, where they actually showed interest and they signed me.
What has it been like playing in Portugal? How would you describe the Portuguese experience as against playing in Slovenia and playing in Spain?
Yeah, for me, playing in Portugal was a bit I'll say different because in Slovenia the level there is different. In Portugal, the level there is much better. But you're playing against a side like Benfica, Porto, Sporting Lisbon. Braga. You're playing against a top side in Europe. So my first year when I was playing with Leiria with them wasn't really difficult for me because I started in the league well. I haven't had offers from Porto, from Benfica, but I think me playing in Portugal, for me it's an improvement for me. And if I can play in Portugal, I believe with the rhythm and everything there in Portugal, I can play in any league in the world.
Some other Africans, especially Nigerians, have played in Portugal ahead of you. The likes of Rashidi Yekini at Victoria Setúbal, and also the former African footballer of the Emmanuel Amunike at Sporting Lisbon. Do they still remember these great Africans, these great Nigerians? Do they still mention them to you?
The one I think they do mention to me is the late Rashidi Yekini. I remember when he passed away. I remember we had a game against Setúbal. They showed him the respect, and I think they have his picture or something in their dressing room. So that's what I heard. I haven't seen, but I think most of my teammates, they still tell me about Rashidi Yekini, and with the video I saw of what he did there, he did awesome, because he scored a lot of goals. He scored a lot of goals against Benfica, Sporting, Porto. So I mean, they still talk about them, and I think they still talk about Amunike too, and even in Nacional they talk about Amunike's brother. So I think they still talk about Nigerians.
Okay, so let's talk about you individually. How would you describe your style? Are you a combative midfielder? Are you a defensive midfielder? Are you a central midfielder? Are you a tough tackling midfielder? Will you say an elegant midfielder? People like to describe themselves different ways. But how would John Ogu describe John Ogu, the footballer?
Well, to be honest, as in I can't really say, because I remember I just want to play football, And when I was in Slovenia, I used to play defensive midfield. I don't play any position aside there, and I was used to it. I played. No, I first started from the side as an attacking midfielder. But I mean, someone that is big like I do. I mean, I can't be running. So they put me in the middle as a defensive midfielder. So that was where I played, and played that a lot of offers came for me, and that was the position I do tell myself, this is the position I will play. And for me, I believe as at then, when I was playing in Slovenia, when I play from defensive midfield, I see myself as the best. I mean, even in any game, I always see myself as the best. So when I moved to Portugal, it was a bit different, because the coach that signed me there in Leiria played me as a striker, played me as a left attacking midfielder, as a right attacking midfielder behind the strikers, and they played me as a defensive midfielder. So but I'm a player that just wants to play. I'm the last player that would tell a coach, I can't play this position. For me, it's not perfect, because I watch football a lot, and I try to learn from watching in all positions. So
if your coach asks you to play central defense or left full back, you wouldn't complain?
I won't complain. I'll play this. I mean, I do watch Ashley Cole. I mean, this the left backs who are the best in the world in football today. I watch them a lot, so I know how they play. I know the basic things that is needed, So that was just it. But if you ask me, I'll tell you I'm a defensive midfielder, because I want the ball. I want a position where I get the ball, I can fight, I can shoot, I can help the defenders and everything, But I mean, all the same, I just want to play football.
So my next question to you is this: you made your debut for the Super Eagles last year. I think it was against Kenya. Let me ask you, what was going through your mind when you stepped out on the pitch wearing the Nigerian national jersey, listening to the national anthem? What was going through your mind at that particular point in time?
Yeah, it was really, really it was awesome, because I remember when I first came to the national team, my first training with the team, that was for me I think it was a miracle for me too, because as at that time I watched these guys in the last Nations Cup. That was like in January, and they were African champions, and now I'm with the guys that I was watching. I'm on the pitch with them. I actually remembered my first talk was to Mikel, because I remember on the training pitch, I'm like, I mean, it feels great for me to stand in front of you, because I look up to you a lot, I mean, with the experience and the way you play. I mean, I like your style of play and everything, So, I mean, on the day of the game, when we came out for warm-up, when I saw our fans, on green, white, green, the drums, everything, I mean, that alone really, really, really pushed me, because I remember all this when I was young, when the Super Eagles used to play. I watch them a lot, and I go to the stadium sometimes to watch how they cheer us and everything. So on that day, when I saw the fans, I said to myself, like, I mean, this is it. I mean, I'm in, and I need to give my best if I get the chance, And I mean, that was just what happened then when the national anthem started, I mean, I was so excited, I was really, really so excited, and I was grateful to God, because if not for him, I don't think all this would have come true for me as a football player. So it was a great feeling anyway. So
So what was it like playing at the Confederation Cup, playing against Luis Suarez, Edison Cavani, the Spanish national team? What was it like for you?
Yeah, it was a dream come true, because I played against Xavi, Iniesta in the Confederation Cup. It was great, against Uruguay too. These are guys you watch a lot on TV, and now you're on the same pitch against them. And you guys are representing your country. So for me, it was a great feeling. And I believe there's still many opportunities like that for me. So all I need to do is just keep working, and because we're playing for our country, and we want to make our country proud. So for me, it was a really a great dream for me, because a lot of football players they want that kind of opportunity, and I'm getting it now. So why shouldn't I use it well? So I was happy and I was grateful to God, because without him, all these opportunities won't come my way. So I was very happy.
Now let's talk about your current status in the Super Eagles. Super Eagles coach Stephen Keshi called up a 30-man squad, and surprisingly for a lot of people, your name was missing. This must have come as a huge disappointment for you. Can you tell us, one, how you felt, and two, the possible reasons behind your exclusion from the 30-man list?
Yeah, like you said, no, I was disappointed. Not disappointed, to the manager, because that's the last thing I would do, and not disappointed, to the NFF officials. These are the last thing I'll ever do. I was just disappointed at myself, because as a player I always want to improve, and when things like this happen, I believe my best is not enough. My name is not on the list. Disappointed, because I wanted to represent my country at the World Cup too, but everybody wants to go to the World Cup. We all can't be there, and the ones that are selected are good players as well too, and everyone has their own talent, and everyone has what they can offer to the team. And if I'm not there now, I believe I can be there tomorrow. So it is like that. I need to keep working hard, and I'm praying and hoping I'll get my own opportunity. But I just want to say thank you to everybody, because I remember on the day when the list came out, I was really upset. I was shaking, I was shivering, like I was sad inside my heart. But I went on social media, on Twitter, on Facebook, and the support I got from the fans was really massive for me, and that alone really made me understand that people appreciate the little things that I've done with the national team. So I just want to continue like that. I just want to give my best, when I put on the shirt, So it's disappointing, but I'm okay now. I'm okay. I'm home now. I'm holiday with my family and friends. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who has been supportive.
You recently went on Twitter and you made some particularly indicting statements against your coach at Académica de Coimbra, saying some interesting things about how maybe he's not playing you for certain reasons. Could you just, for the first time, tell the entire world what is going on between you and your coach at Académica de Coimbra, and why you think he has maybe something against you?
Yeah, this same question, because I've thought about this so many times. Yeah, I remember after the Confederation Cup when I went to Portugal for preseason with my team. I was someone the coach he wanted to build the team on me. And I remember at that time I had an offer from Turkey. He called me separate and he made me understand that, listen, the president of the club called me and they told me they have an offer for you in Turkey, but I told the president that I don't want you to leave, I want you to stay because I want to build the team around you. And he swore like with his family, saying, I wouldn't. I'm swearing now, like with my family, like I got such huge amount of money, when I was playing in Italy, because he's an ex-player and everything, and I mean, I didn't relax, do you understand? But I remember my first problem with him was when I was coming for the game against South Africa. He wanted me to stay behind. They wanted me to stay behind for the first game of the league. And I refused. He asked me to call the coach of the national team, saying, I'm this, I'm that, I can't make it, But I told him, like, I can't do this because this is a coach who believe in me, and he brought me to the national team to come prove my worth, and which he wants me, So I refused, and I went for the game against South Africa, and I played 90 minutes. So this was where my problem started with him. Then I came back. I got back to Portugal. We had an issue. We lost against I think G Vicente. Then the next game was against Sporting Lisbon. So it was just like me, trying to do something, because I was on the bench on that game, and they got angry. They thought I had the national team ahead of them, and that was just how the whole problem started. And since then, it's been the same way. I'm always on the bench. He brings me in. That was last year, because this year on was even worse. He didn't do anything, because if I'm not doing too well, because I'm a player who I think about football a lot, and I watch football a lot, and this is the only job I do. I always want to be the best. I always want to give my everything. I've never come across something like this before in my career. I think this is my 8 years playing professional football. I've never. Is that you tell me I lose form? I've lost my form, and I'll build on. I will keep working out. Or you tell me you don't want me in your plan, and I understand. But he didn't say nothing to me. All he was just saying to me is, you get your opportunity, you get your chance. I've never for once insulted him or say anything bad to people about him, or saying, oh, he's a bad coach. Or I'm not a player like that. I was working hard, doing everything, but yet, nothing changed. And this year on, I had an issue with him because I came back late from Nigeria, because I came for my sister's wedding, but I told him about the wedding on the 28th, and we resumed on the 27th, but nobody said anything to me, and that was just how everything started. And it's behind me now. I'm just thinking about the future, and I just need to keep working hard and everything. But after the list came out, he called me and he spoke to me. It was like, oh, is the list out, that you're supposed to be in the list, that you worked hard, you did everything. So it's just surprising to me, for someone to be saying this to me.
Sorry to cut you short. This is a man who didn't play you, he wouldn't put you in his team, and he's now calling to say that you worked hard and you should have been in the team.
It was, to me, it was surprising. I was like, I know things like this will happen in life, but this is my first time of, experiencing something like, because he called me on the field and like, your list is out. I said yes. I was in tears. I was in tears when I was replying him, but I just told him not to worry, because this is life. I'll keep working hard. And he was like, yeah, he knows. You work hard a lot. You're doing well. You train good. You're supposed to be there, and this and that. Then he asked me to call the coach of the national team, to call him. Because we have our last game against Passos Ferreira. He said, call the coach of your national team to call me. If I will allow you play the last game to go to the World Cup, call him to call me to, all this kind of thing, But I didn't, because I'm not a player who is always communicating with the coach, because I don't try to do things with the coach so as people will see, oh, this one is trying to gain favor. I try to work. When people see me playing, the coaches can say, oh, this guy is working. This is
and let your work speak for you. Okay, but you had the chance to leave Académica de Coimbra in January. You had an offer from Ohanese and I think another club. So why didn't you make the move in January?
Yeah, I think that was a big mistake I made too. But I just wanted to fight for my place, because there was no reason why I should leave Académica. Okay, I know for playing time, but I just don't know. But I think later, I regretted everything, because I know I should have gone on trial on loan to another team, and I'll be playing. Olanense called, and some teams, from Turkey called, but I think as at that time it was too short. I had some people talking to me about me going to France too, but at the end of it, things didn't work out. So, I think me now moving, because if I believe if a team wants me, they need to follow the procedure, talk to my team Académica, and my team will let me know about this. People talk, there are rumors everywhere. So but I had a call from someone from the club, about me coming there, and I told them what I want. I needed something, for them to see me for some things. I think that's to do with the financial. But nothing came up, and that's it.
You have one more year on your contract at Académica de Coimbra. What does the future hold for you? Do you want to see out the last year? Or if you do and you live as a free agent, where would you like to go? There's Spain, there's Turkey, there's France, there's Germany. Where do you think a John Ogu game would be better suited?
I still have 1 year with Académica, and I have people working for me. But I don't know what the future has for me right now, but all I know is after my holidays I'll go back to Portugal, and people are there working for me, and I hope something comes up, but I love football, if I go to any league, I can get used to the rhythm and how they play football there, but I like Spanish football, because Spanish football is more or less like the football I like the most, so today we know English league, Spanish league. These two are like the best. Not really the best, but I think they are the best. If I get offer in any team, I just want to play football anywhere I get an offer.
So if you get an offer in France or Germany, you think about it?
Yeah, I think too. Their leagues are okay too. Germany and French league, they are good leagues.
Benfica won the Portuguese league this season, surprisingly, against the might of Porto, and Sporting Lisbon also ran them ragged as well. In your opinion, were Benfica out and out the best team in the Portuguese league, or maybe it was just luck or something on their side?
Yeah, I think this year, Benfica they are the best, because they did everything to be the best this year. And last year they were also the best, but they lost the league at the I think the final day against Porto, and then they lost in all competition at the final day. So they kept on working. They have a good coach, a top coach, and we know Benfica in the world of football, they're one of the best too. So they fought, they did well. They've got quality players in the team. Porto is also is a good team too, but this year was just not their year, So Benfica was okay, and they did everything well in all competition. And Sporting too, they got a new coach with a different mentality, and that's why they are second on the league table. So I think Benfica really deserve everything they got this year.
If we were to talk about the Portuguese league, who is the toughest opponent in terms of team and individual that you have ever faced?
I'll say Benfica. Yes, against Benfica. But when you say opponent, difficult opponent, I think I'll say what's his name? Fernando plays in Porto. Yeah, he's a good player. Good.
He's a defensive midfielder like you as well.
Good defensive midfielder. I watch him a lot. Whenever Porto is playing, I watch him a lot. He's a great player. So he was and again I remember Witsel, who is in Zenit.
Axel Witsel, who plays for Zenit St. Petersburg now, Belgian international.
Yeah, when he was in Benfica, there was a game we played together. That was the last game. We fought hard in the middle. So yeah, he used to be my tough opponent.
Finally, what message do you have for the Super Eagles? They'll be going to the World Cup facing Iran, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and Argentina. If you could speak to each of your teammates individually and the team as a whole, what would you be telling them?
I'm wishing them well. As always, I've got friends there, not just my teammates, or Nigerian. So I'm wishing them well. I believe in the managers. I believe in the squad that we have. I believe, if we play the way we're playing now, I believe we're going places, because the squad we have experience in the team, and we have the upcoming players that do, and everyone wants to help each other, and everyone love the country. So I believe with the manager and God on our side, we will shock a lot of teams in the World Cup.
John Ogu, it's been an absolutely fabulous experience speaking with you. Thank you for coming to Complete Sports.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having me here.
My name is John Ogu, Académica de Coimbra in Portugal and Super Eagles midfielder. Please subscribe to the Complete Sports YouTube channel.